Hello everyone, I'm Diane, welcome to my channel Beyond the Sewing Room. So today I'm going to be showing you a couple of tips for what you can do if you can't do up your dress. So if you've got a dress that's a little too tight, or you see one in a charity shop and you'd like to buy it but it's just a bit snug on you, there are a couple of things that you can do to make it fit. So I've recently been asked by a friend if I can sort out these two dresses. Now these dresses were bought second hand, and she decided to go ahead and get them anyway, even though they seemed a little bit too tight, because she knew that I'd be able to do something with them. So what we've got here is two strappy dresses like this. Now the zip will only go on this particular one to this first point here at the waist, and then we have a gaping gap at the side here. Now she would like it laced up, and that's something I've done in the past before. So this back panel here, I've already taken out the label. So the label here at the back, I've marked the centre back between the two straps, and then I've marked the centre back further down here at the waist point. And then what I've done, I don't know if you can see that clearly, I'll turn it to the inside so you can see a little better. I've done a line of stitching each side down that centre point. So I did mark it with tailor's chalk first of all. So I put a pin top and bottom, folded in half, and then rubbed with tailor's chalk on that fold to make sure that we've got a definite straight line for the centre. And then I stitched down either side, and the reason I've done that is because we've got this lining fabric on the inside, but I would suggest doing that anyway, even if it's only one layer, because then you've got a definite point for where you're going to cut. We're now going to cut between those two lines of stitching, and then that will open up into a V like this at the back down to the waist. As I said, at the waist point it will zip up to there, so we know we're okay at that point. If you're not okay at that point and you need to go further, you're going to need to make that zip, you're going to need to make that V go further past the waist, and also reinforce where the dress attaches at the waist if it's got a waist panel in it. So we're going to open it up at that point. And then what I've also got is I've bought a matching ribbon. So I just bought this inexpensively online. I got this one from eBay, and you can buy as much as you need, or you can buy it on a roll like this. So I've bought a nice shade of ribbon that will go with this. And I'm going to make loops on either side, and then the ribbon can thread through it and then tie in a bow at the top. So that will give a little bit of room at the back, and also if you need to make it tighter, if your weight fluctuates, or if you need to go out a little bit further, you can go out a little bit further with that. This is okay, of course, if you don't mind some of your back being exposed, and if you're going to be wearing, this is going to have bra cup inserts in it as well, so you can wear it braless, or have a bra that fastens at the waist, as some do, like a halter neck one or something like that if you're wearing a halter neck dress. Or you can get the stick-on ones as well if you need those, an additional support. So you need to think about that if you're going to have the back of your dress open. So I'm going to be applying some bra cups to this one on the inside at the front, loops and ribbon, and I'll show you how I do that. I'm also going to put some bias tape down either side of where I've stitched it and cut it, and fold that to the inside to give it a bit of strength on the inside. And I will insert the loops in between the dress fabric and the bias tape on the inside. So I'll show you that now. So I've cut it open here, look. So now as you can see, you've got all that room, and we can do lacing between that. Obviously that's going to turn back a little bit, but we're going to use some bias tape, and that gives us a little bit of extra room to play with. So I'm going to stitch that on like this, and then it will turn to the inside. So I'm not going to stitch that on just yet, because we need to make our loops. So you need to make them big enough so that you can thread the ribbon through, but also enough to go behind the bias tape and the fabric on the dress. So you might want to play around with that and see what sort of size works for you. So I'm just going to cut one for now. So I think that sort of size would do it. Let's make sure we can thread it through comfortably, like this. And then you've got to have room for it to go under a good amount of the bias tape, because we don't want just a little bit tucked under, because it may fray out. So make sure you've got a substantial amount. So I think that's about the right size. So these are going to be stitched on, and then obviously inside the tape the tape will be turned back, so you don't want to put them on that way. You want to see how much you're turning back, how much you want sticking out. So that they will stick on like this, look. So that's a little bit too much for me at the minute. Measure it with your ribbon. You only need this much. So it's 1 centimetre. So it wants to be like this. So how many you put on is up to you, but I think more is probably better. If it looks too sparse, it may not ribbon up very well. So you may want to space them out, pin them on, and check what you think looks nice. Try a ribbon through it before you actually stitch them on. So I've pinned them in place, look, and now I'm going to sew them on. I'll just take that pin out that's in the way there. Now I've made sure I've got one side on before I line up the others on the other side, and I need to make sure that they're in line now. So I'll pop the other side on the other side. Now I've cut 2 pieces of white by a strip like this, and we're just going to stitch that down over the top where we've popped those little tabs, and then it'll fold to the inside and it'll all be neatly enclosed. Cut it a little bit longer so you can fold it in at the top and at the bottom as well. So you're going to let it hang over a little bit so you can fold that top bit over. A little bit more than that, I think. Now that's going to fold back neatly, and that's going to fold under like this. So on the inside that will be enclosed. Now you will need to trim these a little bit if they're hanging over like mine are. As you can see, once we've trimmed those and we can stitch that down, you've enclosed that seam on the inside. Just get rid of some of those threads where the label was. We can put the label back in later if it's wanted. And we can stitch that down neatly on the other side with some top stitching, or you can do it with hand stitching on the inside if you wish. So this is what it's looking like from the back. Now this mannequin is not to size, so as you can see I've pulled it out, but it's still a little big on my mannequin. But I haven't wanted to cut my ribbon just yet because I want to try it on her first, and then we can decide how much of this extra ribbon I'm cutting off, because I may need to, you know, that may need to pull out a little further once it's tried on. So as you can see, if you lace it up like this, try it on and determine where you're going to cut your ribbon to give you a good sized bow at the back. And as you can see now, that's given that extra so that we can do up the zip, and now the dress fits. Right, this next one is a little different because we're not going to lace this one up the back, but I have needed to take off some of the length for her for this one. So I'm going to use some of this in the back to put in a small panel. Now, if you haven't got any extra fabric to use on the bottom, you could use some stretch lace or some stretch fabric in a contrasting colour or a similar colour if you wish. You could also use some similar fabric that's not stretch and add to the panel some elastic. So you could either stitch this in inside a double layer, or you could use shearing. So that's another option, but either way we're putting a panel in the back. So again, I've marked down the centre, I'm going to open it up so we can create a V, and then I'm going to make my panel that I put in the back. So I've stitched together a panel like this for the bottom, and I've folded it over at the top. So this is from the fabric I had for the hem. I'm going to sew channels in this now so that I can thread elastic through it. and then that will have a bit of give, and then I'm going to sew that into the back of the dress, and that will have a bit of stretch to it once it's got the elastic in. So I'm using 1 centimetre elastic like this. So my channels want to be just a touch bigger than that. So this is the panel look starting to take shape as I thread through the elastic. So this one, again, it needs to be tried on because I want to make sure that this is lying flat, but this is an elastic panel in the back here, which is in a V shape, and I need to try it on, the person who's going to be wearing it, to check if I need to tighten that up so it'll lie flat against the back. As you can see, it's big on my mannequin, so it's difficult for me to tell at this point. I also need to reapply these straps which have been taken off because these weren't hanging in the right place either. So this is something else that we're going to adjust when it's tried on. But as you can see, you've now got that extra give at the back and it's zipped up. So that's just another way that you can do it. Well, I hope that was helpful. That was just a quick tip today, something I was working on and I thought I'd share it with you. So let me know if it comes in handy or if you've used any of these sort of methods before. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.